AskReddit by deleted. What are some myths that people still believe? That bubble gum stays in your body for 7 years if you swallow it. I remember swallowing near enough a full roll of Huba Bubba when I was like 11. I did the maths on how long it would be there and cried. Good times. My dad had this guy helping him out, think big box store DIY curb ready helper, who told him if you sleep with your hair wet, you will bleed out of your mouth, and he was 110% sure that was fact. We were both just confused and bewildered at this statement. What the hell had this guy witnessed? Maybe he took a shower and brushed his teeth too hard on the same night? Lie detectors is a literal thing. There's a reason they aren't admissible as evidence in court in most places. Yup, failed mine for major things I'd never done before. I just have anxiety. You have to wait 48 hours to report someone missing. I literally just finished a search. I'm a maritime search and rescue coordinator. For an 80-year-old that was 3 hours overdue returning from fishing in his boat, he eventually returned home on his own after having some problems with the boat. The faster you can report someone missing, the higher the chance of them being found. Please never hesitate. That magnetic jewelry healing will cure just about anything. A dude named Mesmer the 1780 came up with the idea, and it have been debunked many times, yet it's still a billion-dollar industry. Fun fact: the word mesmerized is related to him. Random fun fact: Mesmer and Mozart were friends, acquaintances, and Mesmer's magnets cure everything mentality is mocked in one of Mozart's operas. Not even back then did everyone believe in what that guy was preaching. Edit: the opera is Cosa fan tutte. The joke happens at the end of the first act. Two characters pretend to drink poison and die. Another one then enters dressed up as a doctor and resurrects them with a bunch of magnets. Mesmer's name is even outright mentioned. It's all very comedical and fun. Mozart is the best. My mom always tells me to never mix milk and fish, since that would poison me. Same goes to sleeping with socks in bed. It makes people blind, according to her. Socks in bed make you blind? I mean, my brain just sizzled a bit trying to comprehend it. Maybe it's the thought of socks in bed make you blind. I still believe that if any of my limbs hang off the bed while sleeping, that a monster will grab them. I also believe that the moment I remember this and pull them back on the bed is just in the nick of time before a monster grabs them. You can't prove there isn't a monster under my bed. You have to wrap your feet under the covers, even if it means using an extra cover or something, no matter how hot it is, because the monsters love to grab your feet. Lightning never strikes the same place twice. Yes, it does. That's the entire reason for lightning rods on buildings. I always thought that was more of a metaphor, not something to be taken literally. Mayo. That the McDonald's hot coffee lawsuit was some frivolous thing just to make a quick buck. Edit: thank you for the award. It was horrific what happened to that poor lady's legs and groin. 3rd-degree burns. I don't think she ever recovered completely. Deleted. Deleted. That drug dealers live to give away free product to kids in Halloween, lol. Edit: thanks for the awards. So we were taught to check candy for tampering. Like if the wrapper was open or there was a puncture in it to throw it out. That rarely happened. But one of my friends was told any candy that was misshapen was poisoned and believed it through high school. You know how sometimes an M&M isn't perfectly round or two were stuck together before getting the coating? She threw those out. She freaked out when I ate them, and I couldn't get her to comprehend that if one is poisoned, wouldn't the whole bag also be poisoned? The story that everyone thought the world was flat into the early modern period. No, they did not. Scientists and educated people knew the world was round and roughly knew its size. There's a moment I like in Horizon Zero Dawn, where the hero from a post-apocalypse hunter-gatherer tribal society discovers a holographic projection of the Earth. She asks what she's looking at, and the guy who knows the truth about the world proclaims with gravitas that the Earth is, in fact, round. She's like, yeah, I know. Otherwise the shadow it casts on the moon makes no sense. I mean, what's this device specifically showing me? He sounds profoundly disappointed and caught off guard that this wasn't some big reveal, which I just realized also indicates that he thought the Earth was flat until he found old world knowledge that said otherwise. Diamonds being rare gems. Now a single unbroken diamond of significant size can be pretty rare. But itty bitty diamonds and diamond dust is actually pretty common. I'm not sure where the flat earth myth came from, but even ancient astronomers knew the Earth was round. Uneducated artillery crews from WW1 knew how to compensate for the Coriolis effect and curvature of the Earth. Flat earthers are just a troll that went too far and reached too many gullible people. That you must wait at least 30 minutes after eating before going swimming. Otherwise you could develop deadly cramps that lead to drowning. This was made to keep kids from throwing up in pools. I bet money on it. That we only use 10% of our brain bullshit. Hopefully most people know that's false, but they recently made that movie with that as a premise and that was disheartening. I remember reading an interview with the guy who was writing that movie, and they asked him if he knew that was a myth, and he said something along the lines of, yes. Do you think I could make a movie with this premise without literally everyone telling me that you can walk from YRP home and give up your regular job and make a fortune shilling garbage MLM products? Just blocked a friend sending me DMs about liquid lipo. I gave her many chances with the Arbon, Mary Kay, Rodenfields, etc. No more chances. That shaving makes hair grow thicker. The angle the razor cuts the hair makes it appear like it's growing in thicker, but it's not. Many people start to shave off unwanted hair once it begins to appear at the start of puberty. Over time that hair thickens and darkens. But it thickened and darkened due to puberty, not because it was being shaved. The one about you're supposed to buy an engagement ring worth 3 months of your pays. Idiots still falling for a PR ad campaign from the 1920s, or maybe it was 30s. Doesn't matter, it's ridiculous. And the American Crack Association recommends spending all your salary on crack. Wife had this strange myth that if you have heartburn while pregnant the baby will come out with hair. She had incredibly bad heartburn and our son was born bald and stayed that way until he weighed 1. I had the opposite experience. Terrible heartburn and baby had a full head of hair. Obviously doesn't make it true, but it's almost like the heartburn is more due to the baby's location, riding high or low, and or genetic factors rather than hair lol. Life is fair, and bad things only happen to people who deserve it. This belief literally made me cry myself to sleep every night because I couldn't complain to anyone, not even my journal, about the abuse my parents put me through because I genuinely believed that I must have deserved it, but I honestly could not tell what wrong was I doing at all. The worst thing is this belief is attached to core religious themes teachings, so you will get blamed and made to feel guilty whenever bad things happen to you because you must have done something to deserve this : that on Halloween, people will give out marijuana edibles to kids and put razors poison in their candy. First off, no one would ever give away that much weed for free. Second, there haven't been any official cases of razors poisoning candy whatsoever, apart from those whose parents do it to their own kids to get insurance money. So yeah, I think your kids will be fine. With the cost of razor blades, who can afford to give those away? Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. This concept was an advertising promotion by Kellogg in order to sell more cereal. Mr. Kellogg was so dedicated to stop boys from cranking it that you swallow spiders while you sleep. No you don't. Why on earth would a spider crawl over a moving, even when it's only slight movement, object to get into a smelly, dark and breathing cave? I hate that people still believe it. Sort of. Technically the average human does swallow 8-10 spiders per year, but that's because one guy is swallowing 72 billion spiders per year to screw with the numbers. That peeing on a jellyfish sting will help it. It actually makes it worse and causes the tentacles to release more venom. You should pull off the tentacles if there still are any, remove any barbs and then wash with hot, not cold room temp, water or vinegar, and cover in hydrocortisone cream or calamine lotion and an ice pack. However, peeing on the jellyfish might make you feel better. That items put into the recycling bin will get recycled. Got to my local Subway. Thyrosyling is right next to the regular rubbish, and both empty into the same receptacle. That hard work will always lead to success, and if someone doesn't succeed it's because they didn't work hard enough. Some people just are extremely unlucky in life. Not everything's a lesson. Sometimes you just failed white scroot. Bermuda Triangle. Deleted. Handling baby animals who need help will be rejected by their parents because of the scent of humans on them. They won't help them if they need it. Edit. I've worked with animal, domestic and wildlife, shelters and rescue programs. Don't handle barehanded for prolonged periods of time, and try to know which animals have strong or weak senses of smell. If you see an animal that needs help, you can totally help it out. Just be safe and smart about it. But don't move baby deer if it's in a safe place. It hasn't been abandoned. Mom is coming back. That an MLM can actually work. Sorry, but you're selling rubbish to people who don't want it. If you were as successful as your Instagram account claims you are, you'd be getting headhunted by top sales firms, not trying to sell dish clothes and vitamin pills at £50 a go. MLM works if you're at the top of the pyramid. But to get there you have to screw over everyone you know. Lost some good friends because they bought into the MLM scam, and I didn't buy their products because they were too damn expensive. Another former friend and his wife went bankrupt due to all the product they had to have an inventory to sell, and couldn't sell it. The pressure to recruit people under you is scary. Other friends of mine who eventually got out of an MLM scheme started being berated by their team for not selling enough product, recruiting more people,